check the headlines and decide that I am bored. I check my email and I decide to answer later. Another cup of coffee and I drag myself to work. My life is grounded in a firm routine of coffee, sleep, and work. I am not boring, I just stick to what I know.
And now, Mr. Caffeine!
Greetings, all my adoring fans, and welcome to the Mr. Caffeine Show. You know, we have an amazing show for you here tonight. And I'm not just saying that. This is our biggest show yet. Have you heard of a little franchise called Star Wars? Well, we have 9 himself, Mike Quinn. We also have a man here who is considered to be in the top 10 best male ventriloquists on the planet. He was seen on America's Got Talent and The Late Show with David Letterman. He is Kevin Johnson. Now, this is where usually the segment of the show where, I do my monologue. But to truly appreciate the talent of Kevin Johnson, you need to see him in action. So, from his Letterman appearance, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Johnson.
Good evening.
Woo! I can't believe it. We're actually here in New York. I'm so excited I can't even tell you. Then don't. That would be good.
We're excited. We're very excited to be here. Not only in New York, but the Ed Sullivan Theater. Hello, kicking off Ventriloquist Week.
What is it?
Ventriloquist Week.
It's going to be a long week. Sorry about that.
We're actually trying to make ventriloquism cool again, all right?
Well, good luck with that. How's that working out for you?
Let me introduce my friends to you. This is Matilda.
Hello.
She's a very talented cockatoo.
I am?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I am. Duh.
And she likes to sing.
I love to sing.
And this is Clyde.
What's up?
He's the positive one of the group.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's up?
So why don't you sing for us, okay?
No.
Excuse me?
How about no?
It's part of the act.
Well, get rid of it.
I'm not getting rid of it.
Can I sing my song?
It's not a bad idea. What do you want to sing?
Something from The Sound of Music. I thought she said sound of mucus.
Go ahead.
Did you call me a goat head?
I said go ahead.
Yeah, that was neat. Said goat head.
Sing.
High on a hill was a lonely goat head. That'd be disgusting. Hi, goat head. How'd you get here? New York City.
Sing the song.
High on a hill was a lonely goat herd. Yodelay, 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 dee-yoo. What was that? I was yodeling. That sounded like a sick cat. Wow, 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 whoa.
You think you could do any better? You try to yodel.
I can do that. Check this out.
What are you doing?
I'm warming up.
We don't have all night.
All right, check it out. A-dee-doo-doo, dee-doo-doo, dee-doo-doo.
He's learning to yodel.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we want to share something a little different with you. You ever seen one of the old Godzilla movies where the words don't match their mouth? We want to show you what it would look like to see one in person without any camera tricks. Then we'll say goodbye.
And don't try this at home.
What?
Try to date us home. He don't care. It's all good.
We call it Godzilla Theater.
Check it out.
Did you hear? There's a dinosaur on the loose right here in New York City. How does that make you feel? Are you scared? Come on, talk to me.
I'm not scared. I laugh in the face of danger. I'm scared. I don't even like King Kong.
It's what, lady. Stick close to us. You do all right. Lay low and keep quiet, all right? Now, come on. Look, it's Godzilla. We gotta get out of here right now.
Here, lizard.
I'm not kidding. Let's get out of here right now.
No.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for letting us play.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the show, Kevin Johnson, Clyde, and Matilda!
Wow, I need a Red Bull.
Kevin, Clyde, Matilda, welcome to the show!
Thank you so much, Mr. Caffeine.
Thank you. Good to see you. What's up?
What's up? First, I want to say it is such an honor to have you guys on the show. But first, let's talk to you first, Kevin. Hey, as I understand it, you're married and you have five children?
We have 5 children.
Yeah, they call him the gambler.
No, it's not the gambler. No, we have 5 children, absolutely. From ages 18 all the way down to 2.
No way.
It's true, 5 of them.
Wow! Do you ever mess with your kids, make them think that other things are talking, or maybe their cold medicine's really messing them up, like with Godzilla Theater?
All the time.
Well, I wouldn't say all the time. Ironically, our house is kind of like a refuge, so when I come in off the road, we really don't do a lot of entertaining in the house.
The kids just know we're real.
Well, the younger ones know that they're real.
Yeah, we're real. We'll stick in your head, buddy. What's up?
I can still remember your first appearance on America's Got Talent like it was yesterday. And yet, that was 2006. Kevin, does it feel like it was 11 years ago?
That was a long time ago. I got to stop riding on the past and make something new happen.
That's what I'm saying. I need my own show.
Something like that. It was a long time ago, but it was absolutely a major milestone in my career. We'll put it that way.
You think it's, AJT that put you on the map?
I would absolutely say so. 18 million people saw the thing.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
It was.
Yeah, that's a real lot.
As a matter of fact, my website crashed because there was so much attention happening at the time. We had no idea what to do. I didn't have any formal representation, like no agents or managers in place at all. So I knew at that point it was time to start putting people in line so that we could ride the wave.
And that we did. Yeah, we crashed and learned. What's up?
You've actually been doing this for a very long time. Since you were 9?
9 years old. That's correct. That's when I first started.
Hearing the voices.
Stop it. Don't say that.
Can you tell us who Raymond is?
Oh, Raymond was one of my first real characters for stage. Now, when I first started out in 1979, I was gifted a pull-string ventriloquist figure. It was Emmett Kelly Jr. He was my very first character on stage, but my grandfather made me one. He whittled him out of wood and had moving eyes, slot jaw, and had a head on a lazy Susan like you'd put in your cupboards, right? That was Raymond. He was handcrafted by my grandfather, hand-painted by my grandmother, and he was my main character at the beginning.
Till I came along and kicked him off. What's up?
That's true. Clyde kind of took over.
You guys had a 9-year run performing at Legoland. What was that like? Was it a hectic schedule, Kevin?
It was an amazing schedule. At first, it was ridiculous because I had no idea what kind of limitations to put on myself.
Well, your voice.
The voice is the main thing. When I first started, I was doing 6 shows a day, 6 days a week. And that lasted about 6 weeks because I lost my voice altogether. So then we started to get more realistic and made it more 5 shows a day, 5 days a week. And we had that regimen going since it was 9 years, actually. We did almost 9,000 shows.
And that was insane. Wow. We loved every minute of it.
So you either get really good or you just you burn out. So we thought we'd step out while we were on top.
And so now you're performing on cruise ships. That's got to be a tough gig. What's it like, the life of a cruise ship entertainer? What's that like?
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, it gives you an amazing opportunity to travel the world and see some places that we would have never seen before, which is incredible. The audiences are great. But it is similar to a theme park because people are not booking cruise ships necessarily because of who's performing on stage. They go for the cruise and the experience. We're just part of it. So I learned that at Legoland, that not everybody's going to go see your show.
And that's okay. They'll love you anyway.
But the hardest part about being at sea is being away from the family all the time because it's fairly expensive to make the phone calls, and the internet's kind of, it's ridiculous.
I don't like it.
Yeah, lead to lead a lot.
Matilda, do you like the cruise ships?
I love them, actually. I get to get out there and get some sun.
Yeah, she needs sun. Look at her. I look like I've been out there all day. Wait, do I look? Is this Trump shade of orange?
Stop it. Don't say that. I'm stuck. We're not doing politics.
It actually is, though. He's right. He's right. Hey, Kevin, now you mentioned, you have to do the phone calls and stuff, but do you ever get to take the family on the cruise ships?
Periodically we do, but because there's so many of us, we can't all fit in one room.
And they don't like that.
Because then we'd have to get a second room. So, because most rooms will hold about 5 people, and we have 7. So I bring them out one at a time, bring the kids out, that way they can experience the ship all to themselves.
And they love it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, hey, Clyde,
Yeah.
you and Kevin were once a duo. How did you and Kevin meet?
We met a long time. It's 1983.
That was a long time ago, 1983. I was actually down at Mayer Studios, which was in Littleton, Colorado, and I had Clinton Detweiler lay out a table full of all of his soft characters. And I tried on every single one of them until I got to Clyde and put the right voice, because I developed his voice and personality first. And then when I put him on...
It was magical, man. It was meant to be. That's what happened. It was all us.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
Now, were you cool with Clyde? Were you cool with Matilda joining the team?
Not at the beginning.
No, it was a rough start at the beginning. She joined us in 1991. We thought it would be nice to have kind of a yin and yang type of show, where it was male and female, the angel and the devil.
You know who I am. Not the angel.
Yeah, we do.
What's up?
Nonetheless, it was rough at the beginning, but after about a year,
We started working it out.
He loves me now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we all love you. Hey, Kevin, as I mentioned in the intro, you are considered, one of the best. As a matter of fact, according to Ranker.com, you are one of the top 10 best male ventriloquists. How does that make you feel?
really?
But I don't think you're getting the right stuff. I think you got a virus.
No. It's real.
Well, I didn't even know that page existed. I'm quite honored, to tell you the truth. I guess it's all about marketing. We're getting as many videos out there as possible.
Yeah, it's about tweeting, and I tweet.
Yes, about it.
Marketing.
No pun intended, right, Matilda?
Yeah, I know, right?
Right. So, we follow you on Facebook, very closely, Kevin, being that we're such big fans and all. And, it seems like you're always really, really busy. Can you tell us what's coming up for you this year?
Well, this year is probably going to be the heaviest cruise year for me, where I'm trying to make some changes in that, because I'd like to not be at sea and gone all the time. But we do on average about 22 cruises a year, but this year we're going to be closer to 30. So we've got a cruise heavy year this year. We're trying to change things up next year, trying some new things, some new tour ideas. So we're trying to change things up. We might even find something steady again, because I do miss the steady gig, like Legoland for 9 years. There's something to be said about showing up to the same venue every day and trying to get something to work. So maybe we'll try that again, go to another theme park, do something different. We need to change.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Hey, Kevin, how can people find you right now?
Right now, you can see us, mainly we do Facebook. So you can go Ventriloquist Kevin Johnson Facebook, but I think we're going to give you a link to our Facebook page, and all of our social media is on my website, which is laughalot.com, LAFFALOT.
Laughalot.com, baby. What's up?
Guys, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It really has been an honor. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Caffeine. You're a blast to watch. Thanks for hanging out with us and having us on your show. That's quite an honor.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, have a drink on me. What's up?
Yeah. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages.
A cup of coffee in the morning.
You know, I don't even know how to introduce our next guest. He's done more work than I could ever list. So we decided to, throw his credits up on a Star Wars word generator. Take a look. As you can see, he will be in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, playing his character, Nine Noob. He's also been in, and I'm only highlighting a few here, the recent Muppet TV series, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Muppet Most Wanted, Glee the TV series, Muppets Wizard of Oz, Muppet Treasure Island, one of my personal favorites, A Muppet Christmas Carol. He was on the Jim Henson Hour, The Storyteller, Star Wars Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi, The Dark Crystal, The Great Muppet Keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome with me, Mike Quinn!
Yay, thank you everybody out there. Hey, it's good to see you, and thanks for the coffee, I do appreciate it.
If it was my coffee, you wouldn't be drinking it. You know, Mike, I really don't even know where to start with this. You've done so much in the television and film industry. Why don't we start, right at the beginning? Tell us, how did you become interested in performing?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't know, really. I remember I always liked puppets as a kid, puppets on TV, and I saw some live shows in the park and things like that. So I was always fascinated with them because they were like living cartoons, real cartoons that have come to life. And I think my very first puppet was probably my little teddy bear that I tried to bring to life and move around like he was coming alive. So that might be my very first interest in puppets, I think. And then when Muppets came along, I had a little glove puppet show that I would do when I was about 8 or 9 years old, live in the parks. And it was just, have a drink there. And it was just an excuse to, so that in the end they could give each other custard pies in the face and things with shaving foam. So that was the big finish. Slapstick, right? So Laurel and Hardy fan.
You worked with Jim Henson, and I guess that all started when you met him as a fan. How did that ever happen?
Oh yeah, let's see. How did that happen? I kind of became obsessed with these guys, and the very first time I met them, they were visiting a local radio station, just the main 5 puppeteers. They had just finished shooting the first season of Muppet Show, so this would have been they were about to go into season 2, which was 1977 in the summer, in the spring, I think it was, and they were going to be appearing at a London radio station. As voices, I guess, so not as puppets, of course. So I thought, I could intercept them and get them to sign a little picture that I had out of a magazine. So I did. I knew they had to walk in that lobby door, and I knew they had to leave. So I got all the main guys to sign this thing, and then that was the first time I met them. Then the second time, about not even a year later, they had the world premiere of the Muppet movie in London, in Leicester Square, with the royalty and everything like that. So I think I was about 14 at that time. And I called up Lou Grade's production office and got tickets with my pocket money. And went along to the premiere of the Muppet movie. And then after that, I found out that they were shooting the Muppet Show. It was about probably a half-hour bus ride from where I lived, which was kind of odd. So I would sort of bribe my way into the studio and become a regular visitor. So they kind of knew me, and I'd bring puppets that I'd made, and Jim Henson would put them on and work them, and they kind of got to know me there. So I was still at school at that time. And when they finished taping the Muppet Show, they started on the Great Muppet Caper, which was across the street from the TV studio, the film studio. So I asked for a job, and they were crazy enough to try me out for a week. And I guess that week turned into 37 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Showing your list of credits, you've done so much work, but I gotta ask you, what was your favorite character, or maybe your favorite project?
Oh gosh, favorite. There's been so many. it's always been nice working with of course, you know, Jim Henson and Frank Oz and those guys who were the maestros, you know. I mean, they sort of raised the bar for us all, really. Not, you know, well, I would think projects, when we do anything with music, it's always nice. I always enjoy that. The thing, it's so hard to pick a project because there's been so many over the years, and each time you do a TV show or a film or a special or whatever, every project is different. So it's a different experience each time, never the same thing ever, which is great. So it keeps you, there's always a challenge, which is good. I like to have a challenge. I don't like to keep repeating things over and over again. I don't like to keep repeating things over and over again. Oh, just really you're paying attention. Favorite character. Let's see. I mean, I do like Nine Numb because I sort of there's a lot of me in him, so to speak. I'm sure you would understand that. But revisiting him as I'm older and as he's older, then that's something special, and we could maybe talk about that later. But as far as a puppet character, there was a guy who let me wait. Stay right there. I'll show you a picture.
Where'd he go? Okay, this is a very unusual interview. He's just gone.
There was this alien character that I came up with, and he had a chat show in England for a while on Sky Television back in, this would be 89, 90 or something like that. And he was, this is just a picture of him, but he was then called Thing, and his show was called Thing's Thing, because I don't know why it was called that, but anyway. So he's sort of been rebranded as Diddley Squat, and I'm going to rebuild him. I liked him just because he was kind of a little bit out there, you know. I kind of had permission to do whatever I wanted with him. He's sort of like a fish out of water in a way, and there's something nice about that. So he can see the eyes. You know, he's sort of an innocent character, yet he's not innocent where he comes from, but he's innocent in our world. So he brings that wisdom and whatever from where he's coming from, but he also sees the world afresh, as a child here. So he's a character I've really enjoyed and will definitely be recreating soon.
Excellent. Hey, the character named Nine Numb, he was more of a puppet in Return of the Jedi, and he's kind of changed. How has he changed?
Yeah, he's, well, let's see. As I've gotten older, I'm starting to look more like him. All right. I thought you'd enjoy that. Yeah. I mean, now technology is such that I can now be, when he was a puppet in Jedi, he only existed. I don't want to upset you with this information, but he didn't really exist from the waist down. I know, it's a bit of a shock. Don't think about it. But anyway. So he couldn't really, it was hard to make him walk around. The only way that we could articulate his face was through with my hand inside the mouth, and he had eye blinks on cables on a mechanism, and ear wiggles as well, and I could wiggle his nose as well sometimes. So that was great and all, but he couldn't really do anything else. So when we came to The Force Awakens, the technology was 30 plus years forward and in advance. So Neil Scanlon and the guys there at the Creature Shop had a way where they could puppeteer the face externally, and so I could now wear a mask, and I could see through his eyes, and I could run and walk and do whatever I wanted. So, and then I have one puppeteer externally that controls the animatronics, and we work together. I have hand signals, and we have talk back in the ear, so I can hear them as well, and we'll work out ahead of time, like I'll rehearse without the head on set, so they can just see, what my intent is and what all the beats are, and whether I'm sort of thinking or whether I have a very deliberate head turn, So everything gets worked out in rehearsal on set. And then we put the head on, and we shoot it from different angles, and I can reproduce that every time, no matter wherever the camera angle is. So it's a very simple process, and it's, in a way, a totally different way of bringing him to life. Except the essence is still the same, because I'm still trying to give him the same sort of cadence, and I want to get that laugh in at some point that he had in the Falcon, where it was, that famous he does. It's a puppet thing. I don't know. So, maybe one day I'll get that in there somewhere, but we'll see. Otherwise, character-wise, he's older. He's a lot more wrinkly now, and he's a lot more serious because, there's a lot more at stake, and his drinking days are over, I guess. So.
That was a lot of animatronics built into that mask and the helmet. Was that, like, really heavy? Was it? How much did that weigh?
Actually, no, surprisingly, it wasn't, which was really nice. I mean, I could stay in there for a very long time. There's I think there's like maybe 9 servos in there, something like that. And they're micro servos, so they're very lightweight.
Oh, nice.
And they do like little cheek things, and his mouth can squidge around and all this eye stuff. But the thing is, it's all made to fit me. They took a life cast of my head and shoulders.
Yeah.
So when I can finally get it on there, it fits perfectly. And it balances great. There's no weight or anything. Everything's distributed nicely. So the only heavy component really is me.
That's funny. Now, how long did it take to put that on?
Let's see. We have usually there's 2 people that help. Sort of someone who handles the animatronic head and plugs in the battery, because there's a battery pack that I wear as well. It has to be plugged in each time.
No batteries here.
and then someone else who helps with the wardrobe, the costume itself, to make sure that everything's kind of fitting right and attached correctly, and things aren't coming apart or whatever. That I've got the gloves on correctly and everything's cinched up nice, and the bits aren't showing that aren't supposed to be showing. So we can get that on. I think now we can. It's 5 minutes. It's quick. So
wow, that's amazing.
And I can take the head off in pretty well. I'd say 15-20 seconds.
Wow.
Around here.
we have a clip here of you. Well, it's the from the trailer of A Force Awakens, and it's you piloting an X-wing fighter. I gotta ask you, Mike, what was it like to climb in the cockpit of one of those? I mean, I know it's a prop, but let me tell you, I'd give up a cup of coffee for a chance like that.
Well, and that's saying something for you, MC. Yes, so. Let's see. Well, actually, it was more than a prop, because it was on a giant simulator. It's the same simulator they used for the Millennium Falcon cockpit as well. And we did all the daylight stuff out in the back lot at Pinewood, so they could get all the sun on us as we spun around. So the whole thing was like on a giant bucking Bronco, essentially. So we could spin around like that, and they could tilt us, and they could do all this stuff. And they had about 7 or 8 of us pilots to shoot that day for all our bits. And of course, and this thing was crazy. It was like 20 feet up in the air. They had a perimeter fence for safety with a giant emergency stop button on each side, and then a guy in a control booth with a joystick controlled the whole thing live.
That's amazing.
And 2 cameras film cameras attached to the cockpit, one front and one side, and they were all automatic. So basically, once you climbed up those steps and got in there, and, you actually had a real seatbelt on there and got hold of the chair. There was nobody there for another 40 feet around you. You were locked in, and that was it. So I was kind of worried that I might get a little bit, motion sick, as I did in the Falcon originally. So I thought, oh my goodness, and I've got this mask on, and I can't really see what's going on, and so I spent the whole day kind of pacing up and down in the hot sun, stressing and thinking, am I going to be able to do this? And it's still an exciting thing. We had to learn the sequence of how to start up an X-wing in case they wanted to use that, what all the switches did, and there was a schematic that we actually all were given. We learned what each control did. Who knew that they even had such a thing? But they did.
Wow!
So,
that's crazy!
So it was actually, when I got up there, it was fine. It was a real rush. I mean, almost as much as your coffee is. So it was actually a thrill. I didn't get motion sick or anything, and we were able to talk back and forth with the director and with my face guy in my ear, and I could tell him to turn the head, and I'd count him. So I'd say, I'm going to turn off and look out the window, after 3, 1, or to count down 3, 2, 1, and then he'd know when to do the blink and when to start the dialogue and say stuff. So we could coordinate all that stuff, sort of on the fly, as we were being thrown around and stuff. And bits popping off, and the joystick was breaking off, and everything. So, but I survived. It was fantastic. It was an amazing experience, and I feel very fortunate to. I love the new X-wings. I love the design of them.
They're awesome looking. Well, let me ask you about this now. Getting on to something a little more, personal for you. Can you tell us what is a Quinny puppet?
What is a Quinny puppet? The Quinny puppet originally was designed to teach live classes, teach puppeteers how to puppeteer in a live class situation. I think we made about 10 or 12 of them altogether. And they didn't have any sort of real fingers. They didn't have any ears. They essentially were, they kind of got to be known as weasels. But we taught that in London and in Ireland for some people that wanted to do TV shows and stuff. And then later when I came to the States, I realized there was still a need for that. So I continued to build them. I redesigned them a bit. And, now they have ears and fingers and stuff like that. And so now and I had to give them a name.
Well, yeah, Mike Quinny. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good idea.
It's called branding. Yeah, you should check it out. Yeah. So, yeah.
I really don't like puppets.
No. But cute little doggies like me are okay, right? Yeah. Okay.
No, not really. But now, you used the Quinnies to create a online school, is that correct?
Yes, I did. I have. I will. I am. Yes, I want to create sort of the first online puppetry training academy, really, using things that I'd learned directly from Jim Henson, Frank Oz, and all those guys that were taught to me on the job, but also in workshops for things like the Dark Crystal. So it's kind of like a direct lineage of that information. And there really isn't anything like that I know of that will be to this extent for sure. So I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. You can pass the legacy on, right?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You can pass on the legacy.
The legacy. I don't have any legs to see. He doesn't have any legs to see. He doesn't. He's a bit, his ears are not very cheap. The cheap ears. Yes, exactly. Pass on the legacy. Thank you. Yes.
Well, Mike, I'm afraid that's all we have time for right now. But we really want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show and talk to us and bring your Quinny-looking puppet thing there and tell us all about your adventures.
Caffeine. Yes, cheers. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. And I look forward to seeing more of your adventures on the Mr. Caffeine Show. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages.
A cup of coffee in the morning, and I get the paper. I check the headlines and decide that I am bored. I check my email.
Well, what a show! I want to thank Mike Quinn and Kevin Johnson for taking the time to be on the show. Hey, be sure to be here next time when we bring you lots more surprises. Thanks for watching. Bye.
See you later. Another cup of coffee, and I drive myself to work. My life is grounded in a firm routine of coffee, sleep, and work. I am not boring, I just stick to what I know. I'm sitting there at work and I realized I forgot to wake up. I can't be productive when I'm dreaming about a sheep. I go upstairs and get myself another